Let's talk about how much money a small independent VTuber actually makes in a quarter, along with other key growth metrics. Hi, I'm Sajini. I'm a graphic designer who streams my passion projects on Twitch and shares them on TikTok and YouTube. I practice radical transparency when it comes to my Twitch stats, income, and overall streaming finances. In this video, I'm breaking down my quarterly performance review from last year, everything from revenue to growth to trends and what actually made a difference. Before we get started, this is not a flex. This isn't about bragging, gatekeeping, or making anyone feel bad. I want to be as honest and transparent as possible. If you tend to compare yourself to other creators and that affects your mental health, please take care of yourself first. This video is meant to educate and inform you, not to discourage you. So if you're not in the right headspace, it's okay to click away. With that said, let's get into the numbers. August was the first month I started streaming, but mostly what I did throughout that entire month was basically build my avatar, the one that I have right here. This took me some time and I streamed my process while I was building it. It looked like a pretty terrible overlay, but that was fine. Yeah, if you kind of look at my analytics, you see that's all that happened in August. In September, I started streaming VR chat. So I hit affiliate, found myself in a unique position of being the top 30% of Twitch because we have like 7.3 million streamers on Twitch and only 2.5 million affiliates. And if you kind of look at my analytics for September, I was averaging 5.4 viewers, had 16 subs, and made $42 in 86 hours of streaming. Since in August, I only streamed for like 4 days. Within the first month of streaming, I managed to kind of be at the top 30% of all streamers on Twitch. I was also making TikToks at the time, and on September 30th, I had 173 followers. In October was my birthday, so I did a birthday donathon, and I also managed to finally reach Twitch payout threshold. This is also interesting because it turns out that only about 30% of all of the affiliates on Twitch managed to make it to the minimum payout threshold. So in that sense, second month of me streaming, I managed to hit about the top 10% of affiliates on Twitch just by reaching minimum payout threshold. In October, I had 230 TikTok followers. November, I started something quite interesting. I started doing this program that I call Bit by Bit, where I interview other small to medium-sized VTubers because I wanted to learn about their journey. If you're watching this YouTube video because you're interested in the growth of VTubers, I highly recommend you come check out Bit by Bit when I do host it on stream. And even though I didn't stream that much in November because I got sunk into playing a lot of Baldur's Gate and I regret my life choices, I managed to earn $33 within 37 hours of streaming. So you can see this is pretty inconsistent, almost half the number of hours as I had streamed last month. Now, we're going to talk about something a little interesting, and that is channels grouped by average viewers who stream on Twitch for the past 30 days. Here we have a graph, and in this graph, what I want you to remember is that this is a logarithmic graph, which means the difference between each of these squares is like in tens. So here's what's interesting about this graph. If we look at the number of affiliates you manage to average between 6 to 10 viewers, it is only 89,000 affiliates, and we just learned that there's 2.5 million of them. Being able to average, I think I started to average 7.8 viewers here. I've also managed to be a part of like the top 3% of affiliates who average 6 to 10 viewers. So to put that into perspective, of those 3 months, not only was I top 10% of Twitch and top 30% of affiliates, but was also top 3% of affiliates by viewership. And on TikTok, by November 30th, I had reached about 330 followers. In December, a few interesting things happened as well. I was hosting a second rendition of Bit by Bit, also end of the year donathon, and for a very short time on TikTok, I belonged to the top 50 gamers in their creative ranking. And if we were to look at my analytics, I started to stream more again. I have 48 hours, $95, and 6.1 average viewers. So still managing to average about 6 viewers. And on TikTok by December end, I had about 745 followers. And to kind of put the entire quarter into perspective, all of the months we've been discussing so far, I have changed the metric here to engaged viewers. I don't know why I did that. Have a total of 225 followers, 94 subscriptions, and $221 in revenue on Twitch. On TikTok through live streaming, I also made $120. So to put all of that into perspective, previously what I shared, on top of this message that I get every time I finish a TikTok stream saying that I have earned more diamonds, which is kind of like bits over there on TikTok, than 100% of live creators with a similar following. So for other creators on TikTok who were about my size, I was performing monetarily a lot better. Now let's get into the actual finances. This is my income and expenses sheet for the quarter. So September, I want to say quarter, but it actually always includes like an extra month here because the quarter would be October, November, December, but I'm including September here as well. Most of my expenses were really on this one headset that I purchased at the time, and a few other equipment that I needed for my VR streams, all of which were happily covered by Twitch itself. So this is already, I think, financially a big achievement because Twitch was paying for the things I needed to stream. Of course, in December, when I decided, hey, streaming is really fun, I want to do this full time, I went ahead and purchased Adobe. I do not recommend this to anybody, but it was very, very expensive, and I paid it up front with the starting budget that I allocated for my hobbies is €1,000. And if you kind of put that into perspective, I purchased Adobe in December, and this looks pretty critical. However, if I'm to kind of look at all the subscription services I need to keep my streams running, this includes Adobe, Live 2D Cubism, and VRSet Plus. If I can hit a monthly target of €80, I will be doing pretty well. So this is what I had communicated to my followers at the time, like, hey, this is my target, help me with this. If you like, if you can. And if you kind of look at all of my earnings from September through December, we have been breaking pretty even. So my total income for December, including coffee, was, to keep in mind, this was also a donathon. I was doing a lot of, my viewers were a little excited to accumulate a fat sum. So this is my earning for December, €331. But of course, I went ahead and spent more than that, or more than double that that month. But yeah, that is all of my earnings up until 2025. Now in 2025, before I end this video, I want to say that I wanted to largely focus on 3 things. I want to make more TikToks and YouTube content. So this video is part of my objectives for 2025, to make more YouTube content, long form content, and to continue to stream quality content on Twitch, for example, to do bit by bit or VRChat story times. And the third large overarching one is to make more art, not paid, make 3D models, drawing, do emotes, put up commissions, all of that. And I think this is really what I am working towards, and it would be nice to hit 10,000 TikTok followers. At the time of me making this video, I have 1,258 TikTok followers, so perhaps by the end of this year I can hit 10,000 TikTok followers. So that's what I am working towards. I also want to acknowledge something important. I've had a relatively fast-tracked growth since I started streaming, and that's largely because I've been working in content creation since 2015, not as a streamer but as a designer. A lot of those skills directly helped me grow quickly. Streaming, content creation, and commissions are my primary income sources. This is what I do for work, which means I have more time to invest than someone juggling a full time job. If you're a small creator watching this, don't feel discouraged. Every skill I've used to grow is completely learnable, and I actively share my knowledge to help other creators grow too. Right now, I'm working towards averaging 15 viewers by March, which is easier said than done. But I want to give VTubing an honest shot this year, and I'd love for you to join me on the journey. So if you want to see what happens when a small independent creator gives streaming a real shot, go follow my Twitch, and I'd love to talk to you or answer any of your questions on stream. If this video answered your questions, make sure you leave a thumbs up so I know that this kind of content is what you want to see, and I will make more of it. Thank you so much for being here, and catch you again next time. Bye bye!